This is a two-dimensional game. Here's why.
CrossTalk.
People have wanted a 3D Kirby game since the year 2000, after the release of Kirby 64. Some even sooner than that. And since then, people have speculated how it'd look and feel, and maybe you've thought about it yourself. The thought probably didn't develop far beyond a few second long daydream because no one really expected it to happen, right? Most people thought that a 3D Kirby game was just, impossible. Not because the game mechanics wouldn't be possible to create, but because Nintendo tends to take a less imaginative approach to creating new games than the average person. But now it's here. At least that was the initial thought. Let's back up for a second. Why do people like 3D games anyway? What does a potential third dimension imply about a game that causes players to even want a 3D Kirby game in the first place? Well, people want exploration, right? People want a sense of depth to add to the immersion of the game. People want to be able to choose their own objectives and exhibit self-agency. They want a sandbox, they want something to run around in and do whatever they want, and they want to come up with their own solutions to problems. People expect a wider move set from the character that they play as in a 3D game to allow them to traverse the 3D environments better than they would be able to if they didn't expand the move set. And finally, I think people want kind of an interconnected world to explore, at least from a game that is advertised as being about exploring a forgotten land. People want to go about and explore a land that's vast and sprawling, and they want to do it with minimal loading screens, or at least like with a hub connecting everything together in a way that doesn't require entering a map screen to access the different parts of it. Now, with all that said, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is just a 2D game. This is a 2D Kirby game. It has none of what I just stated. It has no exploration, self-agency, sandbox, open-ended, blah, 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 none of that. The game doesn't let you explore any more than any other Kirby game in the series. It pulls the camera way out for most of the levels and doesn't allow the player to zoom in, even temporarily, to get a closer look at your surroundings. Every stage is a straight line. Every objective exists on the same path, and your progress from stage to stage is also a straight line. You don't even really get the chance to choose what upgrades you get in the new hat upgrade shop system, because the upgrades are just specific drops in stages instead of being something that you get from simply using a hat a lot. Every problem encountered can only be solved in one specific way, unlike, Mario 64, where you can skip stuff if you're really good. No, you can't do that. You are simply not allowed to play differently. This should not be a problem for a character that can fly. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, he can't fly. They nerfed his moveset as well. He simply cannot fly anymore. He can only hover a certain distance off the ground, making it incredibly easy for the devs to make obstacle courses and challenges that rarely allow the player to do things even a tiny bit differently. Very strange, very peculiar how it works like that. Very cool. This game is basically the same thing as Super Mario 3D World. Sure, it's fun, I guess. It's sure, whatever. But it didn't need to be 3D. The game did not need to be 3D. In fact, I wish that they had gone through the extra steps to make a 2D game that looks like this game, because if there's anything I don't like about 2D Kirby games, it's the fact that they look like they were made in some level creator instead of being kind of natural and flowing, like in Kirby 64, for example. If they had made a 2D Kirby game that looked like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I'd have no problems whatsoever. But they just did what Super Mario 3D World did and needlessly made the game three-dimensional. I don't understand. It's worse too, because like I said, they nerfed his moveset. At least in 3D World, Mario can still wall jump, triple jump, long jump, spin jump, he can still do stuff. But yeah, in the new Kirby game, you're just kind of doing the same thing you've already done, except now jumps are a little harder to make, depth perception's difficult, or you're being hit by things that were off screen. God, who knows what else. Bro, you can't even move the camera in this game. Come on, bro. Is it really a 3D game when you can't move your camera around to get a grasp of the space around your character? Come on, man. I consider that to at least be a fair request. like, don't get me wrong. Again, the game's fun, but geez, dude, it's stupid. Like, why did they make it a 3D game? What was the point? If I could design a Kirby game, I would have made it a relatively open-ended experience, and I would have had the entire game take place in large, sprawling underground worlds and environments that are connected by like wide, big tunnels. And yeah, that's probably what I would do. That would allow Kirby to keep his jumps like they used to be, and it would provide a reason for doing that. It wouldn't just be invisible walls. I'd probably give Kirby some other moves too, like I don't know, yeah, I don't know. I'd try giving him something else, like maybe some other attack to do in the air. I'm not a fan of the fact that in every Kirby game he slows down when he starts floating in the air. Like there should be more things that retain momentum in Kirby games. Like momentum is just not a thing. And fuck. Whatever. I'm getting off track. Long story short, Kirby could have gone two paths forward in 3D. They could have done Super Mario 64 3D, or they could have done Super Mario 3D World 3D. One of them is not 3D, and they picked the one that was not 3D. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.